Okay, so can you guys, if you guys are able to hear me properly, please just let me know. Am I audible? Okay, fine. We'll wait for 10 minutes almost. If till the then, if anyone having any questions regarding the lab, uh, can ask. So if anyone has any doubts regarding the lab or anything else, or something like previous lab. Is there anyone from out of India? Only three guys are available right now. We'll wait, we'll wait. Okay, I'll just update this description with all the links till then I start. You can go through these links for type juggling. Yes, this one is for type juggling. These are for type juggling, and this one is also for type juggling. So for type juggling, you can go for these links. But wait, where to save these things? And for HHI, just host header injection. Does anyone have hacker's handbook right now? Anyone having? If anyone have it, then you can go to page number 122. Cryptomon. Hi. Page now. It's for page number 122. And for brute forcing, you can go to these. Okay, fine. Is it proper? 1, 2, 3. brute forcing, brute forcing, brute forcing, brute forcing. And refer to these logs. Okay, but how to save these things? Is it visible in my video? I don't know. I need to check it out. How to save these things? Okay, I'll send this in chat. Chat. Fine, I'll go with this one. Yeah, it's saved. Okay, you can go through these links for now and check out all the links. I think this one is from integrity. Yeah, just go through this one host error injections and the brute force one. Okay, thanks. So okay, so it's auto saved. Okay, should I start the session or should I wait for more 5 minutes? Okay, I'll start the session. Okay. I'll just open up this map box. Okay, everything is set, and let me show you this PDF first. Okay, if you guys don't know about type juggling, so first I'll explain you what type juggling vulnerability is. I've already explained this in my previous video, but I'll go through this again for now. So let's say PHP. Okay, it's not fine. PHP. So type juggling basically is like when you're doing comparison between different types. For example, types means different. Uh, you can say the integer or the string or the booleans. So during those times when basically in that time we use a double question mark, if you know. So double question marks what does is like it doesn't cares about what type you are using. If it's, wait, I'll show you in demo only. Suppose if I say that this string something, a string which is equal to, as if I say something else string, so obviously this will be for I mean true, right? Because is this string is I mean this string is not equal to this string, so the result will be false. But if I compare this, wait, I'll just remove these things, these are not required for now. Okay, so suppose if I remove this in string and replace it with an integer which is 0, so what happens is it gives me a true, because if you see it's a string, right? So the in type juggling the type juggling happens basically in between when we have two question marks. So what happens here, this integer is actually checking if there is any integer in its first character. Since there is no integer in its first character, so if it's no integer, so that means there is a 0. So that's why the 0 is that's why checking that if there is a 0 it will give me true, but if I suppose give 1, then it will give me a false one. That's why and suppose if the first string will be 1, and if I give this integer 1, then this will also give me true. And if I do something like this, also gives me 1, because 0 1 and this string 1, so this integer is 1, and this string is string, but and this is integer, but it's checking like if this string has a integer in its first character, if it's, then it will go for that and it will give true. But if I give this triple equal to, and then it will go for false, because it's actually checking for the uh, type. If the type is it will check for the type only. If the type is matched to string to string, then only it will give me true, and otherwise it will not. And if suppose if I go for 0 and some integers, it will, and if I give here 0, it will give me this. And suppose if I go for this one, I mean, this will also give me true. So many people will not be knowing about this thing. Like if I say 0 and some integers or digits, you can say, so it means like 0 means raised to and raised to anything. So 0 raised to anything will always, it will obviously give me 0 only, right? That's why it becomes true. So for now I'm going to this in a very short way, but the main point that I want to explain in this is, if there is a big string which is purely string, and if you give an integer 0 into it, then it gives me a true value. It doesn't go for false until I don't give 3 question marks, right? So what happens in this one is, when we do this, we actually go for python 3 opt the search hyphen u hyphen e. I will go for where is x, and it will give, and this will give me an endpoint which is auto login. So I'll just go for it, auto login.php, and you see it says that values are missing. So to get the parameters, now I will use the tool which is Arjun, python 3 arjun hyphen u, and this tool will give me all the parameters which are required for this. So the parameters are the code, just a second, a code, and suppose code is something, and the okay, the second one will be, I just will be the username, username. Okay, so it says invalid username. So what you do, suppose for now you give a code something like anything, and you give a username which is invalid. So in this time, you see Arjun gives me the 2 parameters which are required for this. Now we need to brute force the username. So what I'll do, we can use for FUF tool also, which is FF to see how to use this. We can we can also go for its GitHub repository to quickly check out how to use this tool. And you see, this is the word list required, the username, and the host header, which is where it's checking. So what we are going to do is, we need the content length. I think this one is okay. We'll use this one. For word list, we can use the default one, which is share share word list fast track. And for username, this, and we'll say fuzz at this. So all the list in this file will be first at this place, so it will brute force at this part, and we'll see if anything occurs. Okay, what's something went wrong. -w -u. Okay, just a second. Yes, done. Something went wrong. I think I'm using the wrong part. Yeah, FC. I think W FC. Second. Where I'm going wrong was -w-u http code. It's right at FC. Where I'm going wrong. Right. Oh. Am I using it wrong way? Let me see. No, it's not working. Yeah, it's working now. Wait. I think double quotes were required. Okay. So we'll use -fc for the content, and the size is 16. No, for content it's fc or fs. Yeah. So see, we already got the username, which is secret123, and we'll use it this part. Now what says, like, we have got the parameter, the endpoint, which is autologin.php. Then we got the username and code parameters. We also got the username, which is secret123, and now what we are stuck here is with the code, right? So I'll just do this in my book. So I already mentioned it in the tweet that you need to change the content type. So see, whenever we are sending this request, it will, this code like 5, it will always be a string. It is always going to be a string. So the question was like, how will we be able to convert this string into an integer while making a request? So if you know, right, when we have some API request, so it's API request, or when we create anything, so the requests are always in JSON form. So I don't know if anyone tried or not, but what we have to do is just need to change the content type into JSON, which is content type. I think T is content type, which will be application slash JSON. And see, changing content type into JSON doesn't makes any sense. Your request also should be in JSON form. So you just need to mention these things. Just a second. Yeah, you need to mention these things here also. So it's like code, and its value will be 5. Then your username, which is secret123, and it says code doesn't match, right? So see, if still now it's giving me the same error, which is the code is not matching. If I remove these things for now, the username is invalid. So this was the hint, like to know that this request can accept JSON request also. So if, as I taught you, like to match up with your string, which is a JSON, like which is a string, and you need to create it true. So if you see, if suppose your code is something, a big integer, and now you want to make this true, so obviously you have to put a 0 in here, and whenever it will go and check for the code if it's true or not, so if it will be giving me true. But many time what can be happen, like your first character of if this code might not be 0, it could be 1 or 2 3 4 5 6 or maybe 11, like maybe from 1 to 100, like 3 digit number, 4 digit number also. So during those times you might have to do brute forcing also, but brute forcing when you are doing this in JSON request, in JSON form. So if I now give this 0 and send this, I will get a 302 found, which will send me to another directory, which is, it was trouble one ctf index php. I didn't see why I use trouble one directories, because I don't want anyone to guess this directory, because what will happen if you don't find any directories also. If you are doing bug bounty and you are not able to find any directories, during those times you have to push yourself to get to it, to your first step of bypassing the authentication. So I came here and I found out this directory, which is double one ctf ctf now. And here if you can see the flag. Now since you have got this one, and if you can you can open this in your original session also. Okay, whatever, just a second, request in let me see. Yeah, so this is the index.php for a user which you have bypassed. Now if I click here logout, you will be logged out. See, we logged out. Okay, now we will again go for directory search, which will be for trouble one ctf endpoint. Copy url python -3 opt the search, then -u, this. Okay, set copy url. Where is that end? Okay, http trouble one ctf, and I will go for thread. I already told you that you can do threading if you want, and I will go for 100. -e is not available. So now this will give me another endpoint, which will be admin panel. You can see I got this endpoint admin panel. We'll go for this one, which is trouble one ctf and admin panel. Now the tricky part was that you are not able to access the admin panel page. Now first of all, the word itself says that it's an admin page, so so obviously you are not allowed to use it. So for this example, if you want a real world example, I'll give you, which is this Twitter. From integrity, if you see, they have already mentioned you, while doing brute forcing, you should do it by making your host header into a local host, so you might access some special features. As you can see, some special features, internal endpoints or config files. So this is what you need to do here. So we'll create a request, trouble one admin panel, and That's it. So it will give me a 302 for now, or 404. My spelling was wrong. Admin panel. Yeah, it gave me 302. So if I change my host header to localhost local, this will give me 300 page, and your flag is available here. So that's it. You found two flags right now, and the third point is to brute forcing for the main page, which is live update.php. So we'll go for that one now. So there is nothing in this page, it's just a static page. Copy URL, copy URL, copy URL, copy URL, and now if I go for this one, I think we will not be able to get any files here. I've already tried here to brute force many times, but I didn't got in this uh, by using the search, I mean. So everything done. There is no file like update.php, live update.php. But if you see, but see, I've already showed gave you the word list, which word list that you have to use. Like in my tweet, I already said you like big.txt, right? So suppose if I use that word list now, usr share word list and dub buster bus big.txt. I hope this exists here. No, it's in dub, I think. Now one more crazy thing is, like, this file contains that page which is live update, but it still doesn't gives me. So for now you will be thinking that I have didn't give that extension. So suppose if I give this extension for now, okay, I'm giving this extension, so that means all the files should be like of word and .php, right? But you know what, this doesn't works in it. Even though I'm giving the extension, this does search is not going with extensions. I have test this out in my local in my server to check if what extension is it checking for, and I saw that it was not going for the php extension. It was just going for the live update, that what the word was. and I don't know what's wrong, if I am doing wrong, or is it something wrong with the tool also. So for this I use fuzz again. I use the fuzzer. Let's perf hyphen w, which will be usr share word list, then dub, then big.txt for url. Copy url this, and we'll fuzz it here, fuzz, then dot php. So all the words will be taken in this place, and it will check, and it will obviously to go for php extension only. So I'll go for this. It's going with a very high speed. When it will reach 10,000 11,000, it will show us that there's a file. Build it, and you see there are no files available. This tool says that there are no files, and even though I gave this extension which is php, and it says that it's going with php, but in reality it's not going with php extension, not at all. That's why I try to use perf tool. It's better than that. So see, we already got this word, which is live update.php. That's it. So we'll go for live update.php, and again it says that the admin side request is not from admin side. It says request is not from admin side. What does it make sense? Like, it is not from admin side, that means this request is not from admin side. And if you know about the headers, there is a header called referral, it states like from which this request is made. So if you have added this re okay, I'm very bad with spellings. re fer I hope this one is right, and you can use http local host. There, that's it. We got 202. I mean 20. Okay. Now the question is this real? Is this real? Is it really works in real life? Yes. I'll show you in my book, or you can, if you have your own book. This is the web application hackers handbook. If you have this, go for page number 122, and you will find a statement where it clearly says that this really works. Let me come to that page. Yeah, so it says that the application may use the refer header to verify that the request originated from the correct page. If it did, the user can access the requested functionality. However, because the user controls every aspect of every request, including the HTTP headers, this control can be easily circumvented by proceeding directly to create user dot the file it's given here, and using an intercepting proxy to change the values of the referrer header to the value that the application requires. So if you go to this 122 page, you will find the referrer header title, and you will get the definition here at this part. You see, so I've also tutored in my tutor, or okay, obviously tutor will be tutor. Yeah. So it says like something went wrong, submit not found. So submit not found, I have already gave you the hint that there is a parameter which is submit, and now it says message not found, message. Now it says department not found, so we'll go for end, department, fine, and see, so department not used, so department not used. So if you think like a real world hacker, you can think like what department is. If you want to Google it, you can Google it like what departments, and you will get something like this. And if you search for what are departments in office, so you will get some general office, purchase, sales, accounts, this blah 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 blah. So obviously if you go with the higher post which is HR, this will also give you true. Okay, it needs more. It will always okay, it's why it's not working. Okay, fine, my spelling is wrong. department, and if I go for HR, it says it's right. If you go for sales, it's right, and manager, manager, it's also right, and I guess one more is ID, this is also right. So for now I'll go for HR. It says not updated, and if you give a message something like anything, so what's going on here, message for HR department, message is this. So you can think like, okay, like an admin, this admin panel is updating a message to all, to the department which is HR1. And if you say sales, so obviously it will go for the sales department. And if you click again, not updated because it's already what it was. So you will be going for this SQL injection here, right? Many people have gone to SQL injection. I know many people have tried many things for this page, because I have seen everything in my access log, what type of things have been done in this page. So now if you see, if I give you a colon also, it's not giving me any errors. Double colon gives me something, right? This gives me something. So see, if I say this one, and if I go for this one, not updated, since the colon was given and it's a string, it should be shown updated, because it was not my message, but it's still showing that something went wrong. So probably it's a chance to think like, yes, there is an SQL injection, blind based, boolean based, whatever you think. So suppose if I give 1 and say let me just, yeah, so if I say 1 or plus 1 equal to 1, then plus and comment. Oh, I can't use this one. hmm. So it's updated, it's now updated. So you see, when I gave this 1 or 1 equal to 1, so it's been updated. So the main thing is that we now have to read the internal file. Okay, I'll ask everyone a question, simple question. What do you think this query is doing? Like, what type of query is? Insert, select, update, delete, drop? I want to know. Anyone? Anyone? Message me. Okay, show select. Okay, show select. Hmm. Okay, you are saying that select, but for the kind information, I am giving a message which is being stored in my database. If I am giving a message and sending send, and it's being showed that message for sales. This message is not saved in my database. So how can it be? It can be select one. We use select to select a data from my database, but I'm not selecting a database I'm in a data. So what other can be? Two guys are saying select, one is saying show. No, one guy is saying show and select, and one guy is saying select. What other query? If you have learned SQL queries manually and not by depending on SQL map. Okay, I'll just show you. Even though if you use SQL map at this place, you won't be able to get anything. You won't be able to get anything. So this, okay, I'll say it. This one is an update query. So whenever we are having this update query, what it does, like, it updates your message. It doesn't insert your message, it will update the message. So suppose if that there is an existing message for a sales, suppose message is that we something a message. So what update query does, it will delete that data and will update something new. So like whenever you are having an app and you are updating an app, you are not adding one more app, you are just updating your current app to something new. So that's what it's going here. We'll go for service mysql start. Let me explain you in a short way how the actually how the like how query looks like. So I'll use, I don't know if I have this table or not. Show tables. Yeah, we have some users in it. So if I say select everything from MSG, okay, I have something. Okay, I'll use users. It has some internal files. Okay, so see, we are using this query and we are getting the data. Now the thing is that we are using an update query. Update, we'll say update users set update users, just a second. Update users set username. Update, yeah, you can message, you can text your doubt in it. Update users set username is equals to something, anything you can say. So see, now right now my username value is user, and if I say this, and now if I go for select everything, so the username has been updated. But suppose, so what is, suppose I have hundreds of users, and if I am able to run this query, then all those hundreds of users will username will be updated by this value. So the same thing is happening in this place. So what's, so say my table name is update message table, which is msg, and set message and set message, which is the my column name, and column name is something which we are holding at this place. Then where department, where department is equals to hr. I hope this exists. Okay, this it. Message doesn't exist. Sector. Okay, I will use that. Okay, for, in this I have actually, I am using the column name sector, sector. Yeah. Select everything from msg. And now if you see this this it part is being updated with my value which I gave here. So right now this is what query is going on in this page, which was, where is it? Yeah, this page. So this query is going on this page. So you have the control between these two things. So suppose if I go for, suppose I am between these two columns. Okay, if I say colon, and if I say or, then 1 equal to 1, then give this comment, it's not going to work. So, and even, and what was the main goal of this lab was to go for the internal files. So see, you are, so see what you need to do actually in this is you need to go, you have to use this load file, and which will be opt dot, okay, I don't have this one. Okay, I'll use for etc host, right? We have to use this one, but since it's, this whole data is in colon, so your this string will be, this will be updated in this way. Okay, which is this part, so it will be updated in this way. So you're not able to read those files, and you can't use load file also. But what if you are able to re-update this column? Suppose your use your input values here, you're giving some value, I gave it, then let me use this single quote here, then you are closing this code, close this code, giving a comma here, again you are using message by assuming the parameter name. You can also assume that the column name would be message or msg or something relative, like similar to it. So now you can think like, what if I am able to update this column once again? So I have already used message, and you're again giving a you are closing that colon, colon quote, and giving a question mark, and I mean the comma, then again giving a message which is equal to load file, and this which will be etc and host, and at this point you will give this part. So your this whole part will be taken as a comment, like a full comment. So other, if you don't, if you want to update this thing in all of the sectors or department, you can go for it, or else you could have even went for wh, where department, where the sector is equals to hr or anything else. So for now we'll go for this one, we'll give a question mark. And now if you see, so all the sectors, all the departments have been updated with the value I gave here. So now we'll come back here and see, I gave this quote which is end of the message, then a question mark. Again I'll use lo load underscore file bracket open close quotes, then opt, then flag, that's it, and percentage, I can't even see, it's percentage 23. Okay, fine, maybe it's because both are same. Okay, I think it's already being saved, that's why. Load file percentage char. Suppose cookies is SQL injection, then how update query will work. If suppose if cookies are affected with SQL injection, then how update query will work. I didn't get this question. Suppose cookies is affected with SQL injection. See, that's why if the cookies are updating, so even though we are using this where, so obviously if the cookies are going also, so it will check where na. So if this SQL injection where we are closing the where condition, like we are not going to use the where, and it will be taken as commented. So in this case what will happen, like all the users or all the data in the row will be getting affected by it. So right now what's going on here, I don't know. Message is equals to submitted, it's not working. I think this flag OPT, I think it's right. No, I already gave this part also. Yeah, it's OPT flag. Okay. Yeah, sorry. So I forgot it. MESH message. I forgot to give this thing. Yeah, now it's working. So this was the flag for the last, and there was no one who was able to get this part without hints. Only the one guy was able to get this part because I actually gave the hints. Like I told him, like if you can check if you can re-update the parameter. So and after that he got this access. So this was the whole part of this lab. So first we did, okay, let me show you the tweet only, which will be better for me also. See, first we did the search to get the endpoint, which was autologin.php. Then we used brute forcing for parameters by using Arjun, and got two parameters, which was code and message. Then we brute force for the username using a small word file, which was fasttrack.txt, and gave me a username which was secret123, but there were more users also. Then we changed the content type and the form also, the way we are sending the message into JSON to make your code parameter into a string, which is 0. And using that we did a type juggling and got access to user account. Then we did the search for admin panel, which was admin panel. Then we got an index.php where we were not able to access it. So we changed the host header to make the application thing like this: request is from localhost, which was admin. Then we get the admin access to the admin's index.php. Then we again did the search. Now make a note, we used the search with the extension php, but that extension didn't work properly. It didn't give me the file. So don't be stick to only one machine, I mean only one tool. Go for other tools also. So for this I used puff. You can also go for the dub buster, go buster also. So I used puff and got the endpoint, which was live update.php. Then again it showed me like the the request is not from the admin side. So I changed the refer header to localhost and showed that this, yes, this request is coming from the localhost part. Then we got all the parameters with the help of the hints, or you can also used Arjun also. Then we did SQL injection, which was the update query, updated the internal updated the message parameter into a load file by re-updating the column. Then we got access to internal files. How did you enumerate which DB is used? You could have select. See, what we did is we are updating all the result. So when we are giving message is equals to load file, you can also use message is equal to giving a brackets, and you can use select the current database or current username or any other data that you want to fetch for. So that result will be reflected into the web page, which is this part. So see, if I'm, let me again use this, use trouble one, and now see, there was already a message parameter, so we close this colon code, and then we get a comma, then message, which was load file, and this part. Now you're saying, now if you want to fetch something else also, we would have went with this brackets, then select version. Suppose for now version at the rate version, no? Oh, okay, I'll go for the version and update it. So now if I check all the data, select everything from users, so it's updated with this name. So like this also. So if you give any data and anything, like select whatever you want to select, whatever things that you want to select. Suppose if you want to enumerate all the columns, the database or anything, so you can have used select everything from information or schema, tables, and all those that we use in while doing union based injection. But make sure that the data that is being reflected, it has only one single row, I mean one single, yeah, row. So if there are more than one row, it won't be affected. Whew. So that's it for this lab, I think. So anything question, like how you can, like if you have any feeling like how would you be able to get to this point or this point, so just ask me if you want. Till the time I'll show you the for a type juggling. It states if you are, yeah. So bug one, which says like larval framework. So bug one, yeah, this part. So you can see, wait a second, where it was. CSRF token is something like a string, and what type of juggling can you take here? If CSRF token takes with a letter or the number 0, there is a chances, because the token, many times the string token starts from a variable, I mean letters only. So comparing it with an integer means that PHP will juggle the CSRF token to int. Cool, but how can we make this thing return into int? Because if we are sending this into a normal request, which is in this way, it will always be a string only, it will not be going for integer. For that, you can go for this JSON, right? So Laravel feeds any request with this thing in content type header through a JSON parcel and shows the results into the input field. So means that means so if your application is accepting a JSON request, or if it has the ability to take JSON request also, so you could have changed the code into an integer and did a type juggling. So now if you want to, like if you are saying like how would you be able to identify if there is a type juggling vulnerability or not, so it's completely like trial and error. You have to just think like maybe there could be an error, or there could be an something like this. Or if you're doing a white box pen testing, obviously you would be knowing like by the two times question mark. Yeah, yes, the query was different in for different database. Yes, I know. I made this one for to say like not see I, this lab was what my focus was, that you can, if you don't know the column name, like was that was a message, right? If you don't know what, but there would be chances like you can guess the column name also by using by the parameter name also. So in this case I was using the message parameter. So you can think like if it's sending a message and updating a message, there could be a chance that the column name would also be a message or something similar to message, or like you can say information or notice or letter or data, anything like this. Anything else in these three vulnerabilities to how you think you can identify that you're not able to? Should I finish this session now? Till time you can go through with these links if you even go for this. I didn't show you, I think. Yeah, you see, I was awarded $21,000 for unauthorized access to a corporate portal. So the site was giving 302 company SSO, site reports 200, product login page, default credentials, and access. Then one more was this one. See, the host header was giving the host whatever was giving 403. Then app redirected me to corporate xso. Then main.js ip, that 8005 and ip key. Then it used this one, it got this endpoint. That's it. So since I this was because to show that you should not be liable on only the one tool only, which is the search, and you should go for different tools also. So okay, so we'll end this session for today, and for next hacking Sunday I don't know when I will be able to give, uh, because I have to also plan some labs also. I'll do that later on. Okay, we'll cut it out here. If you have any questions you can ask me in Twitter also if you want. it's I'm available anytime. Okay, I'll end this session.